examination was conducted by the National Testing Agency, footnote NTA, on 5 May 2024, and results were declared on 4 June 2024. In this batch of cases, the central issue which has been urged before the court on behalf of the petitioners is that a direction for is that the direction should be issued for convening of a retest on the ground that bracket 1 there was a leakage of the question paper semicolon and bracket 2 there are systemic deficiencies in the modalities envisaged for the conduct of the examination. Stop. The NEET UG examination was conducted at 4750 centers comprised within 571 cities, besides 14 cities overseas. Stop. 23 lakh 33,000. Was it 162 or 297?
297.
Total number of, no, you said now 162 in your note.
297.
297 candidates appeared for the examination. Stop. They are competing for 1.08 lakh medical admission at the undergraduate level, of which approximately 56,000 seats are in government hospitals, semicolon, 52,000, the balance 52,000 being in private institutions, privately managed institutions. Stop. During the course of the hearing, the court has been apprised of the fact that the 50th percentile represents the cutoff for qualification. You can have it. You can have it. That the 50th percentile represents the cutoff for qualification. Stop. The examination consists of 180 questions, each carrying 4 marks, thus making for a total of 720 marks overall. 1 negative mark is assigned for an incorrect answer. Stop. During the course of the NEET UG, based on the result of the NEET UG 2024, the 50th percentile has worked out to 164 marks out of 720. Stop. All candidates who have attained at least the threshold of 164 marks is thus qualified, are thus qualified for being considered for admission. Stop. The seats are allocated both among the general category of students and the reserved category consisting of the scheduled castes, consisting of candidates belonging to the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, other backward classes, and economically weaker sections. Stop. In view of the submission which has been urged on behalf of the petitioners is that the leak which took place in the course of the NEET UG examination is systemic in nature and coupled with the structural deficiencies in the modalities for the examination, the only course of action which would be permissible in view of the previous decisions of this court, including in what is that citation? The first one?
Citation.
Tanvi's case? 2015, including in Tanvi Sarwal versus Central Board of Secondary Education. 2015, 6 SEC 573. And so, 2021, 4 SEC 631 is to order, is to direct a retest. Good stop. Whether the alleged breach took place at a systemic level, semicolon. 2, whether the breach is of a nature which affects the integrity of the entire examination process, semicolon, and bracket 3, whether it is possible to segregate the beneficiaries of the fraud from the untainted students. Stop. Direct, consequently issued to the above agencies of the Union to make specific disclosures on the issues which have been highlighted in the previous order. Stop. Arguments have been heard over 4 days, and we have had the benefit of considering submission urged on behalf of the petitioners, the Union of India, and the National Testing Agency. Full stop. Our CBI officer is
Mr. Krishna is Additional Director.
Mr. Krishna.
Yes. Additional Director CBI.
Additional Director CBI has appeared in the course of the proceedings to apprise the court on the status of the investigation. Next. You can say arguments have been concluded and judgment has been reserved. Good stop. In a matter like the present, it is imperative that the final conclusions of the court be disclosed at the present stage, should be recorded at the present stage, since there is an urgent need to bring about the urgent need to provide certainty and finality to a dispute which has affected, to a dispute which affects the careers of over 2 million students. Stop. The reasons for the ultimate conclusions will follow later, but we proceed to record the essential conclusions in the following terms. Colon. Bracket 1. The fact that a leak of the NEET UG 2024 paper took place at Hazaribagh the state of Jharkhand and at Patna is not in dispute. Semicolon. Bracket 3, bracket 2. Following the transfer of the investigation to it, CBI has filed its status reports dated 10 July 2024. 17 July 2024 and 21 July 2024. Stop. The disclosures by the CBI indicate that the investigation is continuing. However, CBI has indicated that at the present stage, the material which has emerged during the course of the investigation would indicate that about 155 students drawn from the examination centers at Hazaribagh and Patna appear to be the beneficiaries of the fraud. Since the investigation by the CBI has not attained finality as at the present point of time, this court had, in its previous order, required the union government to indicate whether certain trends in regard to the existence of normalities or otherwise could be drawn on the basis of the results emanating from the 4,750 centers situated with 571 cities. Pursuant to the directions of the court, the union government has produced a report of IIT Madras indicating the position on the basis of data analytics. The objection of the petitioners to the report of IIT Madras will be considered in the course of the judgment, in the course of the reasoned judgment, which will follow. At this stage, in order to obviate any controversy, the court has independently scrutinized the data which has been submitted on the record by the NTA. Semicolon. Bracket 4. At the present stage, on the basis of the material on the record, it is not possible for the court to come to the conclusion that at the present stage, on the basis of the material on the record, at the present stage, there is an absence of material on the record sufficient to lead to the conclusion result of the examination stands vitiated, or that there was a systemic breach the sanctity of the examination. Semicolon. 5. Added to the absence of conclusive material on the record at the present stage, the data which has been produced on the record, city-wise, center-wise, the comparison for the years 2022, 2023, and 2024 is not indicative of a systemic leak of the question paper, which would indicate a disruption of the sanctity of the examination. In arriving at the ultimate conclusion, the court is guided by the well-settled test on whether it is possible to segregate tainted students from those whose candidature does not suffer from any taint. That the fourth of the above options was the only correct. That the fourth of the options expected above was the correct answer. Subsequently, on a large number of representations submitted to NTA, a decision was taken to the effect that both the second of the above option as well as the fourth option would be treated to be the correct option. Would be treated to be correct answers. By an order of this court dated 22 July 2024, the director of the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, was requested to constitute a 3-member committee to submit its opinion on which of the options noted above would be the correct option, would be the correct answer to the above question. The Professor Rangan, the director and professor of the Department of Energy Science and Engineering at IIT Delhi, has in his report dated 23 July 2024, indicated that a 3-member committee from the Department of